At 52, Lucy Davis still remembers every detail of growing up in the shadow and spotlight of her father, Jasper Carrott. In early 2025, she quietly went public, saying her dad had carried something heavy for decades. Lucy Davis, actress, daughter of Jasper Carrott, and longtime fan favorite, sat before cameras early this year with quiet resolve. She began not with a confession for fame, but with a line that felt like thunder. "My father hid his pain for all our sakes." That sentence, direct and tender, sent viewers, and the British comedy world, into collective pause. Her first public disclosure appeared in The Observer under the title, "My Father's Quiet Truth." In it, Lucy revealed that Jasper Carrott underwent major open-heart surgery in 2004, but kept it secret from virtually everyone except immediate family. Despite months of recovery, he performed tour after tour, taped TV specials, and appeared in countless pantomimes around Christmastime, all while quietly healing. Lucy described seeing her father backstage during pantomimes, coughing between lines, and apologizing during an intermission with a wry grin meant to keep worst fears at bay. Soon after, Lucy appeared on ITV's Peston, sharing more intimate details. She spoke of watching backstage through the wings as her father collapsed mid-performance. He clutched his chest, steadied by crew members, then rose to finish the scene. Lucy recalled his whispered apology, "If you see me slip, keep the show going." The words haunted her for years. She realized only recently that comedy had become protective armor, not just art. Across the UK, audience memories shifted. The BBC Music Archives confirmed that 3 2004 stand-up specials had been quietly cancelled, with studio notes citing rescheduling. Research in 2025 uncovered rehearsal tapes showing unedited footage, Jasper grimacing, wiping sweat, fumbling cues, yet finishing with trademark deliverance. One backstage recording captured his muted apology after an uncharacteristic cough, that wasn't part of the act. Historians pointed to this period from 2004 through 2010 as the invisible years, Jasper's most prolific yet most medically compromised era. Lucy's revelations also included emotional pain. In 2008, Jasper lost a dear friend, co-star, and mentor, an event that triggered depression. Lucy shared a diary excerpt in the Sunday Times. "He lost a routine. He lost laughter. I saw him stop being funny." In private letters published in 2025, Lucy explained that her father's grief deepened over his inability to share it. He feared burdening others and refused therapy for years, until he nearly collapsed in mid-set and finally agreed to help. Fan response was immediate. Hashtags like Laughs with Truth and Carrot Courage trended on social media. Viewers wrote, "I thought he was invincible, now I respect him more." Jasper's longtime agent released a brief public statement expressing pride in Lucy's courage and confirming that Jasper was in stable health, at peace, and honored by the conversation. Alumni of his pantomime troupe, including Joanna Lumley, spoke out. Lumley appeared on BBC Radio 4's Desert Island Discs, calling Jasper the first to turn up on stage when he should have stayed in bed. She described crew efforts to pad his jacket pockets during sweats and whispered jokes to him between scenes. "That's not Mardi Gras," Lumley said. "That's martyrdom cloaked in comedy." That phrase went straight into Lucy's announcement. She clarified she wasn't seeking sympathy, just understanding. Her father's humility meant he often slipped through crises alone, so silent that no one noticed his breaks till now. When he performed his last live show in 2025 at Nottingham's Comedy Festival, he opened with a new routine that referenced time: "If laughter is the best medicine, radiation helps more." Audiences were unsure whether to laugh, until he paused, "But actually, I almost missed it. I'm still here." Lucy described it as his rebirth. People saw a robust stage presence, but behind the scenes he had staggered to the mic. That night was filmed, rebroadcast as Laughter Against Odds on ITV in November 2025, and sparked fan live streams worldwide titled "Laugh Gently, Clap Loudly." Medical confirmation arrived soon after. Jasper's cardiologist spoke with The Telegraph, confirming his diagnosis and his disciplined recovery regimen post-surgery. The surgeon praised his resilience, calling it comedic dedication, but medically dangerous. They confirmed medication side effects he endured quietly: tremors, nausea, and cardiac arrhythmia under stage lights. Jasper insisted on continuing stand-up even as doctors advised rest. He returned 6 weeks post-surgery, as Lucy later said, on a rigged schedule because he couldn't let anyone see fear. The new narrative reshaped Carrott's legacy. Critics began redefining him not as merely a working-class comic but as someone embodying triumph through hospitals and halls. The Guardian published an essay arguing that British comedy had long celebrated endurance. Carrott's altered memory now symbolized that ethos. Folk institutions responded, organizing projects like Comedy Chronicles, Health and Humor, focusing on stories of performers who made others laugh while struggling privately. Fans reclaimed appreciation. Spotify noted a 35% increase in Jasper Carrott streams. Playlists titled Comedians with Courage trended, referencing his silent struggle. On Reddit, fans shared rare backstage pictures of Jasper holding a medical alert wristband. Many wrote their first supportive messages: "To laugh at your suffering is heroic. Thank you for giving us joy when you couldn't see it yourself." Lucy said her dad never asked for admiration. In an emotional Instagram post, she shared a snippet of his unpublished farewell speech: "I hid the pain so none of you would feel smaller, but in the hiding I forgot how to be small myself. I want to laugh again without pretending." Lucy recounted his nightly practice of reciting that line quietly, rehearsing how to deliver it gently. Institutions followed again. BMI established a new grant supporting performance artists with chronic illness. Lucy was invited to join the board. The resulting fund enabled performers to afford accessible venues, medical insurance, and creative therapy sessions, things her father never had. A digital retrospective launched in autumn 2025, featuring interviews with Lucy, 2000s footage, and stories from fans who said comedy saved them. On the final leg of his public reappearance, Jasper performed at a sold-out show in December 2024. The set opened with him fumbling his introduction, then pausing. Instead of retraction, he said, "That flop. That's proof I'm back." A single sob leaked through before he turned it into a joke: "I sound like a cough drop with an attitude." The audience laughed, then stood in unguarded applause, honoring not just the performer but the pain behind every punchline. Lucy Davis's story was not about tearing down a star. It was about giving grace to a man who kept his heart intact while others laughed around him. She appealed to audiences: laugh when he finished the joke. Because he chose that punchline over his pain. Always laugh, but know now there was something bigger behind the joke. In closing, Lucy offered this message to viewers: laugh at his jokes, but more importantly, understand the man who made them when he didn't feel okay. She said the truth was bigger than jokes. She wanted people to smile at his legacy, and to see the scars that made them human. If you enjoyed this look at celebrities' most shocking news, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss more news like this.